It's your dinky tuggin'.
Not this round. That was the pilot episode. It didn't work out.
All right, cue the music. Hi, welcome to the Nomad Podcast. I'm Viking.
And I'm Can-Do.
This podcast is brought to you by
Niagara Quartermaster.
your Niagara location for all your airsoft needs. Caleb, let's crack a beer and tell me what we're talking about today.
So, oh man, that was a little spray. So today we're talking about how Nomad officially started and maybe a little background history on how it all went. This suggestion was made by a good friend of mine, Rafi, who I met at the college, Exeter College, also known as the drywall guy for better part of the first year I know him.
Oh yeah, it's. I think that was actually one of the first times that I had played with him or met him as well. Just a great dude.
New Dawn, I believe it was.
New Dawn, yeah, that was one of our first mill sims that we played as Nomad, not including the games we had played at Niagara Quartermaster
as an official team out of town. Yeah, that would be the first.
So it's kind of funny that he's the one suggesting that we do a backstory of us when that was the game that we kind of really started sinking in as an actual team.
Yeah.
So huge thanks, Rafi. You were right on it as soon as I posted the question. You sent that in, and also thank you to everyone that sent in your suggestions. We got lots of time going with this. I don't know if you plan on slowing down, but
nope, lots of time.
Yeah, so we got something that's very easy for Caleb and I to do. So we'll get to everyone's suggestions as soon as we can, and we're also gonna stick to things that are fun for us to talk about. And we love talking about ourselves. So
not to be a dead horse with it or anything, but we are great. So how did we meet? How did Nomad become Nomad?
It's kind of hard to say that Nomad would be a team right now if you and I didn't just become drinking buddies before we started playing airsoft together.
And that is literally how you pick Nomad members is, all right, they drink with us, they hang out with us, they kind of play airsoft, all right, let's join.
Yeah, that's the main thing about our team is no one on our team, aside from some of our newer members like Colin and Aaron.
JR, Brandon.
But what I'm saying is like none of our members were only hardcore airsofter elitist people.
Oh, yeah.
Not saying that Colin and Aaron are elitist or whatever. They're like, airsoft is what they do. Like, that's their fucking thing.
Well, they work at an airsoft store, so that is their thing.
Whereas, like, a lot of our other team is started, at least, as, hey, airsoft's fun to do, but we also like to drink, like to hang out. We all play video games, stuff like that. So that's
friends first, then teammates.
Yeah, and
become family.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of how it all started, especially for me and you, was I'm sure we had played together a lot more times before the first time that we actually...
Without knowing it, probably.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't... You had been playing... Like, how long had you been playing airsoft before we met?
So we've met 3 years ago?
3 to 4-ish.
I was playing... I was playing on a team for a good solid year or so before that.
Playing on a team, but then how long were you playing before you joined that team?
About a half year or so?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's that. So I realistically don't know a whole lot about what you had done other than played airsoft.
I think it was 2015, maybe 2014 when I joined airsoft.
Yeah. So I'm sure out on the field I played with you many times, but it was sometime mid-season you and I ended up having a gunfight, and I know we were gunfighting against Mike Hammond. The first gunfight we had together was at Petro. For everyone listening that doesn't know Niagara Quartermaster, Petro is a gas station style kind of encampment that has like an old worn down pickup truck and a couple like barricades and stuff like that. And it's one of the main locations of one of our sponsor field, Niagara Quartermaster. But yeah, it was the two of us fighting against Mikey on across the way. We were on the pickup truck and we were firing towards boats and shit like that.
Okay.
And you and I were back to back fighting there.
Aggro style.
Yeah. And then we ended up gaming a little bit, and then you asked me to go out that night.
Yeah, I was like, hey, you want to go on a date, a little bro date to the bar right down the street from my house? Because I don't drive at the time. You living at the other end of Welland, you're like, sure, why not?
Yeah, that was quite the drive. And I remember Carly and I got in quite the fight, like right before I was coming there too.
Oh no.
Because like I always take Carly everywhere I go, and I was like, what do you mean you're not going? Now I can't go.
Oh shit, no.
And then I was like, no, you know what? I had some great gunfights with this guy. I'm driving 45 minutes to have a beer with this fucking guy.
I am just cluing in now how much you love me as a friend. You don't leave Welland for shit.
I do not. I will go out of my way to not leave my house. And I was like, no, I'm going to go do this.
You bought a pool so you wouldn't have to leave.
Yeah.
Like,
so we met that night. I met Teresa that night as well.
Did you meet Teresa that night?
Yep. You guys had just started dating within the realm of a couple months or a month or something like that.
Yeah, we started dating that winter.
So
springtime.
did she get into airsoft right away, or what happened there?
I introduced her to airsoft, I'm going to say early summer.
Yeah.
The first year we were dating. Because I played my first Milsim at PRZ. It was Operation Wasp or something like that. Awful name. But it was the earliest Milsim I've ever played. And it was April 3rd. And the forecast was rain.
There's Milsims in April?
Oh, you don't want to, though. It was out. So it's out in Picton. My brother and I are driving for the first time there. It's snowing, or not snowing, it was raining all that morning. The temperature then drops. And then throughout the evening, it then blizzard.
Oh.
So you are wet, cold, then you're freezing, and then like there's those jet propane heaters.
Oh yeah.
That was in our room, but like nothing was exhausting, so everyone's trying to like sit as close as you can to the heat source, but the fumes are then going to your head. But then it's like, I need fresh air, but it's so flippin' cold outside that you're trying to stay inside. It was the worst. And that was my first Milsim ever. How I stayed into airsoft, I have no idea.
So, I'm pretty sure my first legitimate Milsim was actually the game that we met Rafi at.
Nudon?
Yeah. Before that, the only Milsims I'd play were more Milscrim styles. They weren't the longest of games.
At our home field, yeah.
At our home field.
Niagara Quartermaster.
Niagara Quartermaster.
Niagara Quartermaster. Army Outfitters.
So I met you and your girlfriend.
Yep.
And then eventually after that, so we had a great night drinking. You and I stayed out pretty late. I think a couple of your other buddies were there, but they ended up kind of fading off.
Came and gone or whatever.
Came and gone.
But then we're like, all right, so you met my girlfriend, and then I eventually met your girlfriend, and we're like,
I think the two of you came to Welland.
Now our girlfriends have to meet
to
make sure, because we were planning on moving in together. That's why, wasn't it?
Not before.
Aren't you sure?
There's no way your girlfriend hadn't met my girlfriend, and we're like, yo, let's fucking move in.
I'm pretty sure.
Were we?
I think so.
Because like I had the full basement and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, move in with me.
And
bring your girlfriend. And Carly was like, no, I don't know these people.
Yeah. So
that is exactly
that's what happened. So then we're like, okay, so like my girlfriend has to meet your girlfriend, but we got to make sure like it's not stressful. Like we got to make sure it's really cool.
I remember that now.
It's like the dogs are meeting for the first time, and we gotta let it happen naturally.
So we did a couple double dates to see if they would get along, to see if we could move in together.
And they met. They love each other now. But then we decided not to move in.
Yeah,
landlord.
We talked to my landlord, and they're like, "No, you can't."
Yeah,
but it And honestly, I think our friendship would have been a lot different if right off the start of our friendship, without knowing each other the way we do now, if we would have just like moved in right away.
If I didn't kill you, I'd kill myself.
Yeah.
Easily. We live down the road, and you know what? We love it.
It's great.
We come here over the weekend, we hang out, we use your pool, drink your beer, and then we're like, we're done now.
But that's not how it was off the start, though, right? Like, so Teresa and Carly got along amazing, and then you guys were over like every night of the week,
all the time.
It was great. So I had gotten Carly into airsoft. She was not ready to mill sim at all or anything like that yet, but still getting into it, getting into playing, getting more serious about playing, not just being that girlfriend on the field, which was the same thing that Teresa was kind of getting to that point where she wasn't just the girlfriend on the field. She was a girl who played airsoft.
Yeah.
And so
she doesn't take it as seriously as we do.
Yeah. Same thing with Carly.
I stay up thinking, what could I do to make my airsoft experience so much better?
Well, how many times? Here's a good judge of how much more you're into airsoft than your girlfriend. How many times has Teresa put on an action movie and then decided she had to put on all her kit?
Never.
Neither is Carly.
Yeah. The moment I saw John Wick, I'm like, buying a Glock.
Like, I press the button on the remote wrong and Lone Survivor comes on and I have to put my shit on.
You have to put your kit on and also fall down a hill for a half hour.
Yeah, you ever seen the movie Hot Rod?
Yeah.
You know, see where he's like just falling down the hill. Like, it's just every time I see that, I'm like, this is.
That's basically what it was, but so much more serious, and it was a true story.
So then God bless them. Both of our girlfriends played, which is huge in this sport of airsoft. Like, there's not a lot of couples that play together to begin with.
Yeah.
To then move on past that to we have two that all hang out and are buddies. The team you were on, there was a tournament coming up at a field that was down here called Blackwater, which was one of the funnest fields in Niagara region.
It was really cool because it was like a outdoor tack town, but it was a flat grassy field, which isn't too common in this area. It's either you're playing in the bush or you're going out of town to play at different venues and stuff like that.
Yeah, they had a cool mix. They had the tack town. They had one big hill kind of in the middle, and then they had a
middle off to the side as like the sniper peak or whatever.
And so there was a tournament being hosted there. They were kind of trying to bring that 5-on-5
speed soft dish type of play.
Yeah, very like not mill sim at all. Very just action packed gunfights. And
and with my old team, should we say the team name?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Yeah, the Widowmakers.
Great team. Still
good
great
friends.
Teams of the good friends of the team. 100%.
Yeah, we play with them, against them, whatever. They're on green this year for Nightfall. We're on tan, so
Millie was a little awkward there for a little while, but
well, I did leave the team unexpectedly, so it was a little awkward. But you know, whatever. It wasn't like you guys are dinkies and I'm leaving now. It was just I just kind of grew apart, and
I think that's another thing too, that one podcast coming up will be kind of like, why are you on a team and why should you be on a team kind of thing, and it's just your guys' opinions on what you want to do changed a little bit,
or even why shouldn't you be on a team.
Yeah, because the problem is like we see too many teams in Niagara region even alone
start up and finish within the season.
Yeah, because they instead of people just saying, oh no, maybe this isn't what I want to do, they just drag the team to the ground. But the Widowmakers, great dudes, awesome. We played with them now for like since the start.
And gal, you gotta remember the gal.
Oh, and the gal. Are they actually going for the Valkyrie call sign?
I mean, Carly and Val are gonna have to fight it out.
Yeah.
So
I wouldn't recommend it, or else we're gonna get to see a fist fight.
If anything, a meme war.
Yeah. But yes, speaking of meme wars, actually, so Blackwater was hosting a tournament.
The 5-on-5.
The 5-on-5 tournament.
Capture the flag, domination.
We had me and you. We had talked to Teresa and Carly, but I don't think they could come to that one or didn't want to.
They weren't into it yet.
Yeah,
which is fair.
This is very early on.
So we called Brad.
We called Brad.
I called Brad. I was like, "Yo, let's do this."
Neither of us really knew Brad very well at the time.
I knew him a little bit,
like just through airsoft, though. Realistically,
just straight up through airsoft. Him and I got stuck between like the back end of Skylawags and the opposing team spawn, and we just took on waves of LMGs.
Yeah, so you guys.
That's another talk for another day.
I hadn't had too many stories with Brad myself, but I knew he was a good player, just a great dude.
Solid. He's small, so figured easy to miss. Then my buddy Sam joined us last minute because he had just gotten into airsoft, and then Caesar.
Oh, Caesar, yeah,
good guy.
My buddy Mike, just another great guy right off the start. He wasn't an airsoft player, but he was good. Had a great attitude, and we needed a guy.
He was fit.
Yeah, man, the guy was even still. He recently had a kid, and he is one of the most in shape guys I know.
Well, to be fair, he didn't grow a baby inside of him. He was just there working out, watching that happen.
It's true.
So
we had the 5 of us, and we went to this tournament. And we showed up with a case of beer.
Yeah,
because the field was super lenient, and it was kind of.
Todd the man.
Yeah, Todd was great. The owner, the management at the time, who it kind of went downhill with us from that. But Todd was great. The other guy, still a great dude. We just had different opinions. But they let us drink there, which was phenomenal.
Yeah.
During game hours, probably super illegal.
I didn't see you couldn't.
Yeah.
They didn't say you couldn't, so...
Well, no, they said we were allowed. I'm just saying, probably by insurance standpoints. We never got out of hand, though. That's the best part.
No,
that's why we've always been allowed to do what we do, because we're responsible in being irresponsible.
Yeah. Yeah, highly responsible with...
And this is like early before we kind of fell into realizing that we are becoming some sort of influencer in the field.
Yeah.
At that time,
we were just a bunch of...
We were just showing up, drinking beers, and playing airsoft.
Wearing jeans and black shirts, because that was our
thing.
That was our uniform. We were cool. Freaking idiots. Although I love wearing jeans.
I love it. I still wear jeans and black t-shirt.
I almost am.
You're wearing that right now. But, so we played the tournament. We ended up dominating.
We won hardcore, and we're like, we are the best.
Yeah, we thought we were so much better than we were.
That was Canada. That was a Canada Day.
Was Canada weekend?
Yeah, because then I had a barbecue, and I just kept drinking out of the trophy.
Yeah, we were drinking out of the trophy and stuff. As we showed up, everyone's like, "Oh, these guys are drinking already. They're going to be out of the tournament."
We showed up hungover.
Oh, yeah, we were drinking the night before, too.
That's why we brought the beer. We're like, hair of the dog, guys, hair of the dog.
So we ended up dominating there, and we were like, you know what? This is great. Mm-hmm. Let's do it again. We had kind of started doing like some double dates and shit like that with Teresa and Carly. They had started getting to know each other better.
Mm-hmm.
At that point,
and then I think they were playing that one, or like the next game.
Yeah, there was a next tournament that was coming up, and we asked the girls if they wanted to come. And
I think they were like, if you need us, we'll be there type thing.
Yeah, if you need us to play, we'll play. If you don't, we're just going to sit there and cheer, which was also kind of cool.
Which is fair.
And then it ended up that we needed Carly, and she didn't bring her boots or anything. She didn't want to play at all.
She was wearing those biker...
Yeah, she was wearing like high knee, like hooker boots almost. And I was like, babe, we need you. And she went out there and played around still. So, and then by that time, the player that was out had come in.
Sam. It was Sam again.
Sam D'Artano, yeah.
Freaking boy.
So, after that, we kind of were like, well, you know what? We have enough people. Let's make our own team.
Yeah, because we, to play off of my old team, we went of the Widowmakers. We were using the team Single Mother Makers just because we could. And then... How did Nomad, like, the name come up? Because I know it started as an acronym.
Well, so how it actually started was we were kind of saying to each other, like, we're going to need a team name. And we also didn't want to get locked into the fact that, hey, there's only 5 of us, so we're a team, like... We can't go to big games with 5 people, so if you get invited, if you end up getting invited by someone else, you can go, whatever.
I think we still will hold that. Like, if someone was like, "Hey, I really need 2 people from Nomad specifically. We need like a medic or an LMG guy or whatever."
Yeah, so
We talk it through the team.
We still talk it through the team, but I think pretty early on we found out, like after we became closer friends and became kind of more of a solid team, we found out that the whole going and playing with other teams wasn't going to work because
we ended up hiring other people to join us.
Yeah, we ended up having to make our own squads in games because if there were only 2 spots available, there was no way of us talking amongst ourselves to be like, okay, you two get it, because everyone wanted to start going to these big games. Like, we made a team to be able to play games, and then we were kind of having to not argue amongst ourselves, but it was the first game.
What? That was Nudon. That was freaking Nudon, man.
Nudon ruined and started our lives.
They destroyed and also repaired Nomad without doing a thing, because I think we were told that they have a squad position open or whatever. It's like, great, let's all go. But then
there was 4 spots. There was 4 spots,
and there was like 6 of us or something like that.
No, I think at that point I think we had taken on Peter.
Yeah. Oh, Pete was already signed up for that game, I think.
And my buddy Max was in the process of playing on the team as well at that time. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure there was only 3 or 4 spots. And I said, okay, how is it fair if I buy all 4 spots right now for me and my buddies and leave out, or it was like max at least. There wasn't going to be enough for everyone that wanted to go.
Yeah.
So I was like, if I buy 2 spots right now, it fucks someone else on the team.
I think it was like 2 spots or something like that.
I think it was 2 spots.
Because then it was like, and like with me and my work and my phone plan at the time, if I'm anywhere without a Wi-Fi connection, I couldn't get updates in the group chat or whatever we had going on. I would hear about what's going on until after work. But if it's like everyone's making a decision in the morning or whatever, then that's not fair on me. But then if it's like late at night because you wake up early for work, that's not fair for you. And then I think it was me that was like, you know what? If no one's happy, if like these people aren't happy, no one's happy. No one's going. Yeah. It was just like this. Yeah. That was like the first time we ever, like, one person puts their foot down, was like, screw this. We're not gonna break a team up that's been together for like 2 months. Yeah. Over a game that no one knows.
Well, and that was the thing too. Is I really think you can tell the direction a team's gonna go, how they handle their first couple arguments, because it doesn't matter how good of friends you are. When you get enough people with enough different opinions into a situation, there's going to be arguments. And it's how you handle it. It's not avoiding arguments or being peaceful that's the key. It's, for Nomad, it's always been, we will take those arguments, and we, especially Teresa and I.
Oh, God.
Like your girlfriend and I have arguably the most separation of opinions on the team.
Because you're like, let's do it. Then Teresa's like, but why?
Yeah, would you think about it for a second? I'm like, cause
you're like, let's do it now, and Teresa's like, we could do it later. Like,
both those opinions, a balance of
polar opposites.
A balance of those have got us to where we are. But it's been those arguments, I feel, that kind of defined our team, because we found that spot where we're not afraid to argue about things if we have a real reason, if we feel like we have to, and we always settle things. There's nothing on the back burner that people are talking behind people's backs or shit like that. It's
a lot of it is very like, I have an issue with you. I will talk to you about said issue. I'm not gonna talk to these 3 other people about it.
Yeah. And that's I don't think Nomad would be what it is if we didn't have the friendship we had, because we had enough respect for each other to be like, I got a fucking problem with you.
But I also want to be your friend.
Yeah, but I also really like you, so
let's not hash it out, but let's put the cards on the table and we will redeal this hand and just like mend it. Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
like two old people.
we talk,
they argue at each other, but it's like, screw it. I still love you. So we're still together.
Even though we were arguably a lot less mature than we are now as a team, and we were a lot younger, we understood the base.
It's only been like a year, but yeah.
No, it's been like I guess from that it's only been like a year.
It's been a crazy year though.
We said in our last podcast, we're like, wow, I think we've grown boring in our old age.
It's been a year.
It's been 1 year.
A lot happened.
And I'm actually pretty sure it was one of the Force Recon guys, maybe even Dodge. So I was talking about how like when Nomad rolled into our first Milsim, which was New Dawn again.
New Dawn.
We rolled in with one of the Force Recon guys who is Dodge, who's awesome, a member of the team that was running Nightfall the weekend after.
Force Recon.
Force Recon, their Nightfall event was right after, the weekend after New Dawn. We went in, we're going in, we're like, okay, we have to do something that no other team's done.
We have to make friends with everyone.
Yeah, we're like,
hold up. I have a 2 for a beer. You have a 2 for a beer. He has a 2 for a beer. Guys, let's be real. We can't drink it all in one night. Let's share it.
Yeah,
and we just went from campsite to campsite.
Yeah, because you could really see a separation of teams. Like, no one was going around together, shit like that. Like, I remember one of the first teams we went to was the SGA Knights. They were over in a corner by themselves. Nothing against them, whatever. Like, they got a large team. They had 2 squads there or something.
It was just where they were camped, right? It was like a whole separate parking lot. I don't even think they knew. They
were one of the first guys we went over to, and it turned out that the I don't know, not the leader or whatever, but the guy, one of the guys on the team, SGA Knights stands for Sir Gameslot Knights, which Sir Gameslot is actually a sweet nerd store that is around the town that I grew up in.
Is that actually what it means?
Yeah, Sir Gameslot Knight. Yeah,
no,
from Barrie.
No way.
You never put that together?
No.
What did you assume SGA stood for?
I don't think things through half the time. It's just like SGA Knights. All right, cool. That's their name.
I'll cheers to that.
Thank you. Clink.
So right away, I was like talking about the store and stuff like that because I'd gone in there when we were younger. We started handing out beers, and right away, a couple of guys were pretty standoffish.
Yeah.
Not because of the beer or whatever, but they're like,
who are these guys?
Who walks up with like a couple 2-4s in their hands and just like,
here you go.
Here's some beers, guys. Like, have some beers.
It was just like, you don't look like you're drinking anything. You thirsty? Yeah. Here's a beer.
What?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Like,
we did that. We walked around. That was the first time.
I think that's how we met Raffi. I think so.
Well, yeah, it is right around that. But first, after that, we met Jody Legacy for the first time. I don't know if you had met him before or not.
No.
He was staying in the trailer.
I've seen his beauty before.
Yeah,
in the fields.
Jody was there with the photographer. Katie was in the same area.
Okay, yeah.
And we kind of talked to them for a little bit, gave them a few beers, walked back. We didn't realize, so we were on green team, but we had put all our camping stuff in tan spawn.
That's why everyone was so far away.
Yeah. So our whole team was like a field away from us, but instead we just sat there and started handing out a bunch of beers.
Yeah.
To all the tan team.
Gave us an edge.
Yeah, the Aegis guys were beside us. Richard, hey, sorry, but I can't think of your last name right now. The Tan Life guy.
Oh.
With the trailer. Richard Schultz, something like that? No?
Schultz?
I don't know.
Maybe?
Hey, comment what it is. It's that guy that comments.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Aegis guys, I can't even think of either of their 2 names, but the one big guy, I'm pretty sure his call sign's Bear.
Okay.
Big black-haired guy. And then he had...
There's a bunch of them nowadays.
Oh, I'd have to look him up. And then his other buddy that kind of looked like Mike, but was like super dreamy and like just a fucking giant.
Oh, that sounds beautiful.
I'm pretty sure his Instagram is Aegis Bear. So I assume that's what his thing is. But anyways.
So then after... If we're just talking about like the next Milsim after that, because then we're like, whoa, okay, so we got Nightfall coming up, the biggest game in Ontario, if not Canada, and it was like, we can't just be handing like cans of beers to everyone, like that's gonna cause a lot of mess or whatever. Oh, here's a great idea. Let's just bring a couple of kegs.
Well, yeah, we got kind of lucky on that one because one of the guys I had worked with also owned a St. Louis pub, and we started having some of our meetings there and kind of showed him the potential that we could bring to the bar with it already like the weekend before and between like you and I kind of establishing that Nomad was going to be the drinking team of Airsoft. I got talking to him. We had our meetings there. And he decided that we could bring a lot to the table promotion-wise for him. So he ended up donating 2 kegs to us.
Right off the start.
Right away.
That's faith, man.
And then we got to show up to Canada's biggest milsim right away with 2 kegs inside a kiddie pool with ice.
That was Nomad's second milsim, yeah. And the relationship with that bar was great until they sold ownership.
Yeah, it wasn't too long ago that they did that, but they ended up selling, so that sponsorship ended. But it was an amazing start for us because we got to kind of...
It helped us grow quickly.
Yeah, showing up with beer and a great attitude will get you far anywhere. It doesn't matter where you are. And that's... We had said... I think that week we were like, okay, well, we did that with a couple 2-4s. Like, we have to do something big.
Yeah, big, something no one's done. Kegger. Let's have a Nomad kegger.
So we threw the Nomad kegger, and it just was one of those things that took off right away.
Yeah.
There's no way this microphone doesn't pick up those dogs barking in the background.
I don't know. Let's keep talking and see what happens.
Happens. Sorry about the dogs if you hear that.
Yeah.
Anyways, so... Yeah, we really pushed the limits of what an airsoft team can do being brand new and trying to break out onto kind of like the scene of not trying to be popular, but trying to be well received.
Just even liked. Literally just, oh, they like us? Cool. That's good for us because, well, and kind of like what you mentioned a little bit earlier, how this team is way over here and that team's way over here. We've brought... kegs to we also brought kegs to Risk.
Yeah, we brought kegs to Risk
3,
which was hosted by NPAC again, same as New Dawn. For that year that we started out, NPAC was definitely a very big factor in how we grew because they gave us they ran a lot of milsims, but we only ended up going to 2 of them that year as a team.
Yeah.
And they kind of gave us that spot. They had the best AO. The college was the best place to play at this time.
Cool.
Like, PRZ's great. Amazing field.
Yeah. But it's very unique.
The college was a unique CQB pretty much only field.
Yeah. Which is super cool. But because with the college, they only accept... really solid players, and if you go to these games, you're known as a solid player unless Jamie gives you the boot, and then everyone knows about it.
It was very... I forgot about that, how it was kind of like...
It was very niche players, which I really like in a lot of games like that.
Yeah.
Because then it's like, I don't have to be yelling, oh, I hit you, or whatever, which is a dick thing to do in the first place. But you don't have to worry about stuff like that because... a lot of players there are really good, well-rounded guys. And then you throw in a Nomad kegger in there. Next thing you know, you're bringing tan and green into the same room, swapping stories, drinking a couple beers together.
And the other thing...
just bring people more together than what I've seen at other milsims were normally there. Because they are camped at opposite ends of the field, doesn't mean you have to be opposite players, right?
Yeah, that's the thing, like... With Nightfall, it's sign up. It's a hectic sign. Like, the game sells out in like 2 minutes. Like, that's how good it is.
3 minutes this year, I think. But crazy quick.
I'm not going to say it sold out so fast because everyone knows there's going to be a Nomad kegger.
But...
No, but so it's open invite. Amazing for new players. I'll have one of those.
Yeah, go for it.
Amazing for new players to get out, play the game, get into those things. It sells out quick, so you got to be on it. But the games like New Dawn and Risk, it was you kind of had to know somebody to even get a shot, and if you messed it up, Game Control was on top of making sure. Not that only the most... They had nothing to do with the most elite players or anything.
Just trying to make a really quiet beer open. All right.
Cheers, bud.
Cheers.
Well, I didn't want to open a beer at a different time than you. Then we'd be off.
Be off count. You were just in the middle of something, and I didn't want to interrupt.
You can interrupt me for beer anytime.
Aw, poo.
Game Control did an amazing job of making sure that the good players were there. And being a good player doesn't mean you're a tactical, cool guy. It means you play the sport and you're
Which game are we talking about right now?
New Dawn and Risk.
Awesome. Okay.
Yeah. So, like, it was if... There was kind of like this back alley list that we'd only ever heard of, but it was kind of like the guys that are being dicks, basically, like, don't come back.
Yeah.
And you could see that even in the couple games that we went to and through stories we had heard, it was like, okay, Game Control is actually doing a good part to make sure that this is a healthy environment for Airsoft.
Yeah.
Not that Nightfall or what's a couple of the other big ones we go to, like SGA Knight's Judgment Day, stuff like that. Icebreaker. Not that it's not like that at all, but it's just you could tell that Game Control was putting in an effort and weren't being too back alley, but being like, no, we don't like you. Don't come to this game. We want this to be a healthy environment.
I just love Jamie's attitude when it comes to people complaining, because he'll sit there, he'll watch, he's like, yeah, I'm sorry, you got shot by a BB from 3 feet away. You paid to do this, man. Like,
yeah. And for the record,
almost.
Jamie Nardak is the
amazing dude.
He's the leader and creator, I believe, of NPAC.
Such a cool
team
guy.
that we cannot stop talking about.
So much respect for that dude.
Just a great fucking guy.
Great fucking guy. NPAC, great fucking guys. Mike Chomps.
Anthony, that's my boy.
Anthony.
I love that guy. I like Mike. I like Mike a lot.
But Anthony, though. Anthony brings Mike.
Anthony does bring Mike. Sorry, Mike. I feel like we're kind of shooting down Mike.
He cuts his own thumb with a knife, man.
Yeah, Anthony doesn't do that. We like Anthony a lot.
Anthony brings cigars and really expensive, like scotch, whiskey, whatever crap that he had me drink. I am sorry that I didn't appreciate it.
Mike knows how to kill someone with his hands.
You know that Mike guy? Great fucking guy.
Great fucking guy. Just a great fucking guy. Far better than Anthony.
Way better.
But, so, Nomad really had this chance to make friends with literally everyone.
Every person we met, we were like, you're our friend? And they're like, who are you? And we're like, you're our friend. Yes.
And so, like, obviously throughout the spurts, we have had our share of a little bit of drama here and there with other teams. We chased it a little while we were a younger team. Even though just saying this is only, like...
the first year.
This is more than... Yeah, this is our
first... It feels like it's our baby and it just grows so fast.
Yeah. So this is about a year before we started mill simming. So this is going back probably 3 years ago. We're into our 4th year now.
For the player, by the player. Unless little Brad says something.
Yeah. So,
like, we would chase that crap all day long.
So we had our fair share of drama off the start because we wanted something to just live off of. We wanted to get on the scene, and the easiest target was a little bit of drama.
Drama, lots of memes. But
yeah.
It was like, we're the team that doesn't care, so it's like, not, we don't care about anything, but it was like,
well, we stood up for our guys.
We make Airsoft fun.
Yeah.
Because everyone is so serious. If you're the team that wears multicam, you are the crazy, strict, like, Milsim West, like, type of players.
You realize our team is a multicam team now, right?
Yeah, we make it fun again.
Yeah.
What's up? But, like, yeah, stuff like that. And, you know what? If someone is attacking one of our guys verbally or whatever way it's done, you best believe that we got their back.
Yeah, and we have our guys' backs because, on the other hand, like, we are all friends. Like, if someone attacks
amazing friends,
one of our guys,
not just best friends, amazing. Like, we are family.
You're my bestest friend.
You're my only friend.
Or what did I say, bester friend or something?
You're my besterest friend, man.
So that's like one of the main things. But for anyone that knows us earlier from those days, like we did not put a target on our back, but we didn't make ourselves look the best, but we also made ourselves the most entertaining.
Yeah.
Like from the internet shit we were doing.
The calling your hit video that you did.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Yeah, like I was doing some funny videos, stuff like that, but like we were making memes.
Not starting stuff.
Yeah, we'd never start stuff.
That was the key, was we don't want to start stuff because, you know, you want to make sure you're still, like, as a new team, you don't want to run yourself into the ground by the team that starts shit. But if someone is starting shit to a friend, then Nomad's like, you made fun of him, you made fun of me. Well, and then next thing you know, there's a million memes coming out at you because you said that we only get good text service for blowjobs and French vanillas. As an example.
I memed Blackwater for 8 hours straight.
Yeah.
And I feel bad now. Like, looking back on it, that was excessive. I would do it again, but I feel like it would be different circumstances now. Like, I really wish that field was still around. And I wish we could play there again. Like, we had a blast.
The field was great. The person that ran it was silly. I'm going to say silly.
Silly, but on the same hand, you got to think, look at us 3 years later compared to now.
The guy that owned it, awesome.
Yeah. But, so we had these great chances to meet these people. And then what we did off the start that kind of got us on the radar, that was, looking back on it, kind of negative, but at the time we were loving it. We were kind of the new team. All of a sudden, everyone knows our name.
Everyone knows their names because we're like, you're being silly, we will be sillier.
Yeah, and then somehow around the time that you would think it would get even worse once you start involving kegs and beer and stuff like that, we managed to outgrow that by people meeting us and being like, wow, these guys are actually just cool dudes that don't really take people being trolls on the internet. They'll just
that's a thing too. Like if you're gonna be a dink online, like we will make fun of that.
Until a dog shut up.
Oh, nicely though.
Okay. Stop. Trying to make a podcast here.
Thank you. But yeah, like there's a bunch of people online that's like, oh, look at the cringe. I say cringe once in a while because there's some real bad stuff out there. But like people will say like, hey man, I got a question or whatever, and then people are just trolling the shit out of them. It's like, well, that's not cool because that's mean.
Yeah, and
yeah.
The environment that we as a team have tried to create for all the other airsofters around us has been a friendly environment. And that's why I think it didn't take long for us to grow past that mentality of what other people had on us. Like, a lot of people probably just thought we were like the guys that like to mess around on the internet. Yeah, stuff like that.
The dumb drinking team.
But then we became that team that literally everyone's like, yeah, we're friends with Nomad. Like, there's...
Well, I'm going to say... officially, Nightfall 7 really skyrocketed us because we're the team that brought 2 kegs. We were the last ones up. We were the first awake, maybe. I don't know. I don't remember that part. But we also kicked ass that game.
We played hard. We knew bringing kegs that we had to bring it.
Yeah, exactly. And so we brought a couple kegs. We kicked ass all day long. Our CO, Mitch Saburn.
Saburn. I don't. Is that French? Or
it's
I don't know.
Sexy, regardless, because it's Mitch.
I don't know. Yeah, great,
awesome CO,
amazing CO.
He is CO again this year. He's on the green side again. This year we're tan. So if he wins, hats off to you. If you lose, it's because we won.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like,
I don't know how to make fun of that one. It's gonna be good.
Mitch wins, it's understandable. The guy is an amazing commander. Look what he did with us. Like, we rolled in a team with kegs, and he easily could have just said, "Oh, that's a write-off team," and gave us nothing. Instead, he really was a good commander. saw that we were pulling our weight, and for the first, he gave us some shitty jobs at the start, but saw we were pulling our weight, gave us opportunities, and gave all the other team, like, put everyone in the right place that, like, he knows what's going on the battlefield. So if we lose, it's like, yeah, that guy's great. But we also have Sean Fletcher as our commander. Great guy that we've played with and known for a long time. I think
I've known him since very early in my Milsim experience.
Yeah, like, we're going to bring the fight.
Like, my second Milsim I played, I think he was our CEO.
Yeah, like, we're going to bring the fight to Mitch, and I hope we fucking bury the guy. Chances of that?
I'm going to bring a shovel, maybe.
Yeah.
Why not?
Like,
get cocky
Mitch,
with it.
We're going to fucking ruin you. So you better come over and have a beer with us at the kegger.
At least one beer. It's rude not to have one beer with us.
Yeah, it's rude not to. But, the guy, I can only imagine just like the mentality of his players playing under him. They have to know going in how good their commander is, which is just going to boost them up even more. And us going in, we know our commander, we know what's going on. We're Nomad's at their prime now.
We got we should be bringing quite a roll of heart in pew form. If you will.
So like we've not, I wouldn't say settled down, right, but we've settled down a little bit on the drinking.
Yeah.
All of us are working on our fitness right now.
I wouldn't say all of us, but most of us.
A
good chunk of us.
A good chunk of us working on that.
Are going to the gym, a few times a week, whatever type of thing.
If you follow me on Instagram at N01_Nomad, you would know I'm there evermore. But
so swole.
But yeah, so we're working on those things, and Nomad's coming to Nightfall, just guns blazing at our prime.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much the story of Nomad so far. Like,
kind of, yeah. Like,
there's a lot of things that were glazed over because, well, we got a drinking in public ticket. That was interesting.
Oh, I thought we were gonna bring that up.
I did, yeah. Everyone knows now. That was after Risk 3. We decided to have a kegger on the side of the highway. No one was driving.
The truck broke down, and it was undrivable. We tried. Mitch, the mechanic, threw a wrench at it. Did not work. We were like, okay, we're calling CAA. They're going to be at least an hour to pick us up in a place we don't know where we are because it was the middle of nowhere. And it was like, you know what? There's still a little beer left. Why not? Yes. And this is why not. Because people will call the cops on you.
And we've grown from that.
You know what? Dramatically so. Because, you know what? You may drink. You may be the silly airsoft team. But drink responsibly.
Well, now, at the end of the day is, especially with picking up this sponsorship from Niagara Quartermaster, we rapidly became not just a team that's out there having fun, we became influencers for other people getting into and currently playing airsoft. And we kind of really did realize within that year...
Encouragers.
Yeah, we realized within that year that, yeah, we can still do all this stuff, but other people are going to do it too.
Yeah.
Like, so we kind of have to be a better, not a role model, not saying that, like, everyone's following us trying to be like us, anything like that.
We're not, big brother, big sister
but
company or anything.
We are representing Niagara Quartermaster now. We're representing other places. The fields we go and play at, the people that invite us to games, we're representing them by being there. And I think we've really grown into that now. And
yeah,
it really shows by us being at our prime at this moment before we really get into, like... We were we played amazing at Icebreaker, and that was our opening game. We had a blast there.
Oh my goodness, so fun!
Such a good game. And then
walking the field at like midnight with nods for 4 hours, just trekking through the bush and the mud and flipping flags, all tactical and whatnot. I didn't have nods. Everyone else did though. But I'm sure I looked real cool, mouth open.
It's dark.
Yeah.
But
stupid mustache and all.
So, Rafi, that is kind of the story of Nomad thus far.
Yeah.
It's
Hopefully it's answered.
you can't really get into 4 years of friendship
within
in an hour while trying to keep on track, because we could go on. The amount of parties that we've had together, the amount of times that we remember are flooded by the amount of times that we don't remember.
Well, like there's times where you and I are playing, like I brought my Xbox over and we're just playing Xbox till whatever o'clock in the morning, and we each are drinking from a 2-4, which is then emptied, and we look and we're like, oh no, that's empty. Did we just drink 24 beers?
But then we think it's bedtime. But no, because I've always got a just in case.
Always a just in case. You're like, hold on, I got this. Goes outside, trunk, comes out with another case. I'm like, oh my god, what did I get myself into? If you don't
have an emergency case of beer hidden somewhere,
man,
you're not a professional. But, Rafi, I hope we answered your question. And for everyone else that listens to this, you've probably noticed by now, we went a little bit longer with this one.
Yeah, well, it's 4 years. We're trying to compress into a smaller time and try not to get way off topic or anything like that. So we figured with this one, we just kind of go and extra half hour long.
Let it roll. As even though I feel like we didn't do it justice in just an hour, it would have been even worse if we only did it in half an hour. But hope you got all the information that you were looking for. But anyone that listened up to this point,
congrats,
good for you. We're
picture the Avengers eating shawarma at this point, because you have made it.
We're going to be working on our podcasting skills coming up. I think we got the conversation down quite a bit.
Yeah, I think we're getting more comfortable with talking into the microphone.
Yeah,
hopefully people hear me a bit better.
That was one of the constructive criticisms.
Yeah.
Actually, from our buddy Keanu. That's where it came from.
Keanu!
Guy from CDC, one of our great teams that we know and love. He had nothing but great things to say. The only thing he said that it would be good if we had 2 mics.
We're actually playing with him at Nightfall. We're on the same team for the first time. We're making history here, guys.
There will definitely be
CDC and Nomad on the same team.
We've never been on the same team.
On the same team, guys, making history.
So you know that you're a great group of guys if you make friends with the other team that you've never played with.
And they're only the opposing team. Well, the moment you see this guy, you're like, Keanu!
Guy looks like John Wick.
John Wick! Keanu! Hey! And then you're like climbing over people like, did you know that you look like Keanu Reeves? And then you go on his Instagram, it's all Keanu and shit. It's like, he might know.
He does. But, so main things moving forward, just for this podcast alone that we're going to be working on is getting some better equipment. Right now, we're 2 dudes crushing beers in my spare bedroom on one mic.
That's a hot video.
Sweet PC setup though.
Oh yeah, it's gorgeous.
But so we're working on it, and huge thanks to everyone that listens up and keeps following along.
Bless your souls.
Keep sending us in those criticisms. Shut us down if you want. Like literally, just hit us as hard as you can. But also, if you have anything nice to say, go ahead and say that too.
Yeah, if you hit us hard, we'll hit you back with some memes. Dank memes.
No one likes memes. On a closing note, that's not the closing note. On the closing note, next week's episode will actually be a podcast with the Force Recon guys. They had asked us if we want to do some recording with them at Nightfall, so that'll take place this weekend. What is it, June 7th? June 6th?
Today is the 3rd.
Yeah, so June 6th and 7th, I believe.
The times after that, I forgot my passcode to my phone to get to
anyways, so calendar stuff, whatever this weekend is, I believe it's June 7th, 2019. If you're listening to this in a time machine in the future.
The 7th is Friday.
So Friday during our kegger, we will be talking to those guys, just great friends of the team. So keep an eye out next week for all you guys that aren't able to go to Nightfall or that are there and want to hear some different aspects and maybe what's coming up in the future with the game. And any closing notes from you?
No, just have a great fucking day, guys.
Have a great fucking day, guys.